Yo, what's going on, folks? Retrospective Dave here, and welcome to my official legit check of the 2025 Shattered Backboard Air Jordan 1. So first off, you want to check the footbed of your sneakers. In this side-by-side comparison, both footbeds have a light gray tone with black insole threading. However, the difference is the real pair has a puncture on the footbed closer to the heel and a secondary puncture closer to the toe box. As you can see on the fake pair, both punctures are closer together, which is incorrect. Next, you want to assess the graphic on the insole, specifically the outline of the shattered glass. What you'll notice on the fake pair is that the outline around the shards of glass is more harsh and goes around the entire piece of each glass. In contrast, on the real pair, the outline is apparent as well, but not as harsh, and doesn't trace the entire piece of each glass. Here's a closer look at identical pieces to help you see the difference a little better. I highly suggest checking the back of your tongue tab as well, especially if you purchase your pair from a store in the United States. Reason being is because pairs distributed in the United States will read made in Indonesia. A lot of the replicas will read made in China. I strongly believe that the retail pairs distributed overseas read made in China as well, and counterfeit companies have chosen that particular version of the Shattered Backboard to replicate, but I will expound on that in a follow-up video. It's also very important to check the code or serial number under your tongue tab. Depending on how far down your stitching goes, it might be more difficult for you to flip this portion up, so if that's the case, just use a set of tweezers to get a better pull on the material. As I mentioned earlier in the video, if your size tag reads made in China, but your factory code reads J2, consider that a red flag. The J2 pair should read made in Indonesia. Now, if your factory code reads XB and your size tag reads made in China, then that's a good sign. However, your pair could still be fake, but like I said, I will expound on that in a follow-up video. As for your production dates, the dates that you see on screen here may not match the ones that you have on your pair. However, the dates on your pair should be the same between your left and right shoe. In the event that your dates are not the same, that doesn't mean that your shoes are fake. However, it is becoming a standard for your left and right shoe to have matching dates. Your pair should come with extra orange laces. Pay attention to how the laces are rolled. This is the correct way. This is the incorrect way. Moving on to the box, check for the directional RFID behind the box label. You should have a blue stamp underneath the box lid. There are no stickers or stamps inside of the box. There are no stickers or stamps underneath the box. And the official colorway for this shoe is black, sail, and starfish. Alright folks, so when it comes to the difficulty level authenticating the 2025 Shattered Backboard, I do think that it's an 8 out of 10. It is pretty difficult, especially if you don't know what to look for, but as long as you know what to look for, it shouldn't be too bad. I do highly suggest buying this shoe as soon as you possibly can so that you don't give the counterfeit companies time to perfect anything that they need to. If you got something useful out of this video, definitely hit the like, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Until then, stay fresh, blessed, and free of stress, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.